Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. How are you? I hope that you have had a good week since I have talked to you. I know that we have. Excited to get back and see the kiddos and finish the school year strong. One nice thing about spring break is it just gives the kids a mental decompression. They can come back and be fired up and ready to go. It's a mindset. That's the mindset that we'll talk about. It gets the kids excited to see, how it's going to feel when the break of summertime gets here. But it also, gives them that rest that their minds and bodies, mental state needs to finish the school year strong. And if we're really trying to help kiddos see how life can be for them and all the greatness of life, you want them to go, okay, we're not just going to take off the last 8 weeks of school. Now it's time to kick it in and go crush it. Now it's time to go get after it. There's a lot of good learning that still is going to take place in the classrooms. And we want to me, that's what a good spring break is for, is to decompress. We've been going at it pretty good since the holidays, and now let's finish strong. How do you want to remember your school year? What's it going to be about for you? It's kind of that defining factor of who you are on the inside. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And, you want the kids to go, 8 weeks, that's going to fly like this. And guess what? I want to be my best at it. And Monday's word being greatness, the one thing we'll talk about with the kids is simply, hey, do you think the people, who are the best in their lives are just taking the last 8 weeks off before summer? Or are they out giving their best so that they can improve? And the kids that have been buying in and listening to what we've been doing all the school year, they're like, oh yeah, all we've got left is 8 weeks. Yeah, I can give it my best. And then you're starting to really, okay, if a kid's already, excelling in academics, they're able to take the enriched activities or work and go next level. And even just regular activities, those kids see the perks of pushing themselves to be a little bit better, to give that little extra effort, to exceed the expectations, and they do that. The kids who may have a weakness somewhere, or at least a perceived weakness, which a lot of kids have more of a perceived weakness than an actual weakness, but they see, it's okay. I got 8 weeks to try to work on this. I got 8 weeks to try to get better at this, and they go out and they attack it. And they just grow from it, and they finish the school year strong, and then they walk into the next school year and they're like, I finished that one strong. Let's go see what we can do this next school year. And again, what are we doing? We're ultimately growing confidence. The more we help the kids grow their confidence, the better off they are. So to me, these breaks, really help to let the kids get a mental break, come back re-energized, refocused, and have a definite set plan of where they want to go. That's what I perceive as it. And anyway, so Monday, word of the day, greatness. My ultimate goal is to get every kid in a position where they're moving forward through their school career, working to get better. And if every day we can focus on one little thing to get better at, we continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. And by the time they get to a level of life where it's time to see some amazing effort and success, they have had to practice their entire lives, most of their lives, of giving it their best and learning to grow and learning to fail and learn from their failures and ask questions and move to the next level and just grow and grow and grow. I think that if kids have that sustained internal expectations, there's no doubt that they'll be successful in life. And it doesn't mean it always has to be a physical thing or a mental thing, or, it can be a kindness thing. It can be a grateful thing. It doesn't always have to be next level, oh, you got to do one more push-up. You got to do one more, minute of running. Or, that can be some focus, but it could be just anything in their lives to improve. Areas that they want to grow, areas where they want to perceive something. I just had a mom in the gym just now ask me, hey, my daughter's, I told her that I'm back at the gym and I see you all the time. And she said, hey, ask Mr. Fletcher if he's still doing that thing where he tries to get better, one a day. And yeah, I do. Right now it's been, I've been working with my math students on their multiplication facts, because I've been really helping them to see that as they grow into 5th grade, my new math kiddos, if they really realize how much easier math is when they know the math facts, and I ask them, just give me one better a day. So I've been doing that on the elliptical, trying to get at least 1/100th of a mile further than I did the day before. And I'm getting to a point now where it's a good effort, and for 30 minutes I got to go out and crush it. So but I'm doing it. I'm writing the numbers up on the board for them so they can see it and they can track it. I just try to get one better, and I tell them, I said, one of these days I'm not going to get it, and that's okay, but I'll get it the next time. And we're just, every day we're trying to get better. How can we be better? What do we need to do to be better? And I want the kids, and that's neat for one of my former students to, hey, I get that, hey, if you talk to Miss Fletcher, is he still doing that? Is that his thing? Because I want them to feel confident enough in themselves that if they do this, then they can also grow, that they can get better. Our kids are so, what they see, they'll become. And if we can do it, our kids can do it. I really, stress the idea of what I tell myself becomes true, because we get that block in our head. Our brains do what we tell it. Our brain is like controlled by our thoughts, and it wants to make sure that you are successful. So if you tell yourself constantly that, hey, this is hard, but I can do this, then your brain goes, hey, I know this is hard, but I can do this. And your brain, figures it out. The brain solves it for you. The brain it's the most powerful computer in the world, right? We talk about that a lot. Make sure you're feeding it the right information. I can do one more. I can do one more than yesterday. Yesterday, I didn't think I could get the one more, but today I know I can get that one I did yesterday, and maybe I can just do it again today. Obviously there's some limit where we just, you can't always do one more in every little thing in the world. But if we apply it in different areas of our lives consistently, and we tell ourselves that we can, our brain will make sure that we can do it. And that's why we train, whatever it is. If we're just trying to, hey, let's see if we can make one more person smile today. Okay. We can do that. And then maybe the next day, hey, let's see if we can find one more person we can make smile, past yesterday. As long as we're telling ourselves that we can do these things, and it happens, then kids realize they can do that, because what they tell themselves becomes true. It's not always going to be easy, and we're not always going to be 100% accurate and successful. But if we keep moving towards that, and that's my ultimate goal with the kiddos, and that's what we want, when I'm looking at our kiddos who are playing sports, so many of them think they can't do something. But if we just help them adjust that thinking just a little bit to believe that they can, and quit saying it's hard, and because I guarantee you, when you consistently tell yourself something's hard over and over, your brain's gonna be like, man, my human's telling me this is hard, so it's gonna be hard, and I'm not gonna be able to overcome this. All right, because I'm keeping my human correct. I want to make sure they're right. All right, but if you tell yourself it's hard, but I can overcome this, and I will overcome this, well, then your brain goes, hey, my job is to know that this is hard, but we're going to overcome it. So your brain goes and makes it happen. Okay. That's what our brain does. But if we tell ourselves we can't, that it's too challenging, that we can't do it, then it doesn't happen. You can't make it happen, because your brain wins. Your brain's going to protect you. It's basically a servant of your thoughts, and whatever you think is going to happen. That's the idea that I hope that we can get through to our kids, is the more positive that we can tell our brain, the more capabilities that we tell our brain that we can do something, then it happens, plain and simple. And that's where I think, just being able to get one more better on something, have goals, consistent goals of where you can get one thing a week. Why not? I mean, it's pretty simple. If you pick things that the kids like, let kids pick what they want to get better at, and just get one better a day, whatever that looks like. Again, we focus a lot on our math facts in 4th grade. Early in the year, we did math facts. I got a new set of kiddos I'm working with now, and now we're working on math facts. Why? Because it's the foundation of success. But once they see the growth in it, and they get one better every day, man, they can apply it to anything in life. It's awesome to see the success that comes out of it. It's really amazing. That's what I like to focus on Mondays is that greatness. I want the kids to really believe that they can become anything they want to be and be the best at it, no matter what. And the more we sink that into their mindsets at a young age, that way, by the time they do become the adult, and some of the ideas of what they might want to do to help the world become a better place, they start realizing, yeah, I can do this. I've been working on it all my life. That's the goal. I want to give them that confidence to whatever they want to be. If they want to own their own business, or they want to be a teacher, they want to be a doctor, they want to, sell sunglasses on the beach. I don't care what. I just want them to be happy, and I want them to be the best at it to make the biggest impact on the world in a positive, happy way. So, friends, it's time for me to go get ready for my day. I hope that as Monday's here now, hopefully that you can get a plan for your week, and what do you want to do this week? How do you want to grow this week? What's one thing you can do to improve by one? What are you telling yourself? What's going through your mindset? What's a challenge in your life that you just can't seem to overcome? But it is simply because it happens because people do it. Millions and millions of people do it all the time. Check yourself. What are you telling yourself? Because I guarantee, if you can start overcoming things that you didn't think possible, think about the example you're going to be setting for your kids. Your kids need to see that success, because if they don't think you can do it, they're not going to think they can do it. So think about that. Anyway, friends, it's time for me to go. I hope you have a fantastic week. Do me a favor, if you could, hit that like button. Your like might help get it into somebody else's feed who might need to hear this. I know most of you guys know what you're talking about here. You know what I'm talking about. You could probably do this 100 times better than me. But by you hitting like, that might get to one family, to help that one kiddo, might be the one thing that family needs. So I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.